What's up, everybody? It's NetworkBret. I notice a lot of people get nervous about exams, so I just threw together a PowerPoint, some tips that help me take exams, how I think about it, the mindset going in, everything like that. So I put together this beautiful PowerPoint, as you can see. Make my head a little smaller. So the exams I've taken, in tech, these are the exams I've taken: two CompTIA exams, a Splunk Core Power User, AZ Fundamental, Juniper JNCIA, and my CCNA just recently. Um, my CCNA definitely was my hardest one, but in some other industries, I was a realtor for a while. I've taken some other exams. It's besides the point. Just know that I've taken quite a few exams, some of them technical, some of them less technical. This is how I pretty much think of all of them. First, I always remind myself there's only three results. You're either going to pass, you're either going to fail, or you're going to try it again. I guess if you try it again, you did fail, so you're doing two of these, but this is it. People, they get embarrassed, or, your professor sees you fail, your mom sees you fail, your girlfriend, whatever. You put all this pressure on yourself. It is fine. And one thing I remind myself of, if I were to give you an exam on frogs right now, if you fail, you fail. Your knowledge of frogs is whatever your knowledge of frogs is. It wouldn't hurt your feelings if you failed the frog exam. But because you've put in this importance on it, you're making it more than it is. And that's my second tip, is just to take full responsibility for the outcome. This is partially preparation. I like to study hard. I try my best, and if I fail, I fail, but at least I know that I tried my best and I put the work in. If I fail, it's not because I didn't put the work in. That's a different thing, where you can at least be proud, like, hey, I really tried hard. Where if you fail an exam, you were half-assing it, maybe you should feel a little bad for half-ass. What were you doing? I recently failed an exam that I half-assed. I didn't take full responsibility for it, and I feel a little bad. But yeah, at least I put the work in. Like I said, if you took an exam on frogs, you wouldn't be offended. It doesn't reflect on you as a person. You just didn't know. And it's fine to not know things. Nobody can know everything. So the night before an exam, I usually honestly just relax. At this point, yeah, you could cram, but memory is weird. Like, if you read everything in a day, like the whole book you read 10 hours straight, how much are you going to remember? So I don't think making yourself tired the night before is really good. I like to go over maybe some things I had trouble with, try to understand things, but I try not to overthink it the night before. You put the work in at this point. You've been studying for months or years or whatever you've been studying for. Let yourself relax. Don't go tired. It just doesn't make sense. Day of the exam, I like to get there 30 minutes early. I eat a good meal and a good drink. All the vodka you can wish for. Just kidding, don't do that. But yeah, I get there early because I might have to use the bathroom or something. And this is something you might not think about, but if you're in the middle of an exam and all of a sudden you have to use the bathroom, you're probably not going to be that focused. You're going to be really distracted. You might even be in some pain or something. Some exams don't offer bathroom breaks, they'll void your exam. So definitely get there 30 minutes early, or however long you need to go to the bathroom. And then while you're taking the exam, remember to breathe. This sounds so silly. It's kind of something I learned more from jujitsu, where you're in a bad position, somebody's trying to choke you or something, you're fighting it and you can panic. But when you're panicking and you're not breathing as well, you're not thinking straight. So during an exam, it's easy to make yourself more nervous than you need to be by not breathing. It sounds so stupid, but if you're nervous, go for a walk and do some deep breathing. I swear by it, it'll make you feel a little bit better. And then just last, careful exam practices, reread your questions, take your time, and review at the end. There's a lot of times people will take an exam, they say something like, oh, I had 20 minutes left, but then they failed. If you're nervous at all about the exam, or even if you're not nervous, it doesn't really hurt to review the exam, go through the questions you had trouble with. You have 20 minutes left. You know at least a couple problems that maybe you didn't remember what you were supposed to remember. Don't just hit submit. Go reread the questions at least. Maybe you missed a word, maybe you misinterpreted something. So these are my tips that I like to think about. The main thing is, did you put in the work? And what is the result really going to be? You're going to pass, you're going to fail. It's not that big a deal either way, just retake it. As Bossman D-Lo says, Big Zaw, those losses turned me to a winner. People are going to fail exams. All throughout school, I hardly failed anything. But in my adult life, I failed not a ton of exams. I passed more than I failed, but I failed. And it hurts. And you get over it and you take it again. That's it.